98%. Just let that sink in for a second. Imagine a multi-billion-dollar industry where an astonishing 98% of its largest, most ambitious projects completely fail to hit their targets. We're talking about modern construction mega projects here. Massive bridges, skyscrapers, sprawling transit systems. Virtually all of them experience significant delays or just absolutely massive budget excesses. Honestly, it's a trillion-dollar crisis, and it's hiding right in plain sight.
Welcome to this explainer. Today, we're diving into something that's a real game changer. We're unpacking a revolutionary technological approach that's specifically designed to solve this exact crisis and basically transition the entire construction industry right into the era of Industry 5.0. It's called the Autonomous Safety Integrated Governance Framework, or ASIG for short. We're going to explore how uniting artificial intelligence, robotics, and blockchain can completely rewrite the rules of how we build the world around us.
So here's our roadmap for today. First, we'll look at the mega project perfect storm. Second, the cascading risk problem. Third, enter the AICG framework. Fourth, the 3 pillars of AICG. And finally, the Industry 5.0 future.
All right, let's jump straight into Section 1, the mega project perfect storm. To really understand the solution, we have to look at the environment of a modern mega project today. We are dealing with incredibly high-risk physical conditions out there, skyrocketing material costs, and a pretty severe labor shortage. And here's the wild part. Despite the industry pouring a massive $1.8 billion annually into manual safety audits, accident rates remain stubbornly high. Why is that? Well, because you simply cannot monitor a dynamic, sprawling mega project 24/7 with just a guy holding a clipboard. It's just way too susceptible to human error.
Moving right along to Section 2, the cascading risk problem.
You see, on a job site, a safety hazard isn't just an isolated event. Think of it more like the very first domino in a highly interconnected cascade. If you look at this system dynamics model, you can brilliantly see how a single initial delay requires project managers to rush the work to catch up. Well, that leads to a congested site, basically too many people crammed into one area, which directly spikes the risk of more accidents. Meanwhile, all that financial pressure leads to corner cutting and, inevitably, low-quality work. That means rework, which, you guessed it, causes even more delays. It is a vicious, reinforcing loop.
And these compounding risks, they absolutely obliterate timelines. They lead to razor-thin profit margins, severe cash flow issues, and ultimately this incredibly toxic pointing fingers culture. The owner blames the contractor blames the subcontractors, and inevitably the lawyers have to step in. Traditional, siloed risk management just completely fails here.
Which brings us to Section 3, enter the ASIG framework.
So ASIG, Autonomous Safety Integrated Governance. This is the much-needed technological remedy designed to catch those dominoes before they even fall. And the foundational concept making this all work is called the Safety Schedule Liquidity Triad. This is huge. It's a closed-loop system that explicitly links physical site safety, project scheduling, and automated financial payments. Instead of safety just being some afterthought, a real-time safety event immediately recalculates the project schedule, which then automatically adjusts the contractor's payment. It directly and instantly hits the wallet.
I like to think of it this way. Right now, the construction industry already has census. We have computer vision cameras that can literally see if someone isn't wearing a hard hat. And we have reflexes, like smart contracts that can automatically send out a payment. But what we've been totally missing is the central nervous system to connect those eyes to those reflexes. ASIG is that central nervous system, finally uniting them to make intelligent, autonomous decisions based on what it actually senses on site.
Let's dig deeper into Section 4, the 3 pillars of ASIG.
Okay, let's look under the hood at the dense tech stack and see how this nervous system functions in the absolute chaos of a construction site. The first pillar is the Unified Semantic Data Backbone, or USDB, because let's face it, you can't govern what you don't understand. The USDB basically merges a 3D model of the building with the schedule, the budget, and live safety metadata. It creates this incredibly accurate, real-time digital twin by constantly pulling in data from IoT sensors, fixed cameras, and even robotic dogs walking the site. And no, they don't require treats. It acts as a single unified map of reality. Then we have the second pillar, which is the AI brain, Multi-Agent Safe Reinforcement Learning, or MA-SAFE-RL. Instead of relying on a static project schedule that's outdated the second it's printed, this cognitive AI constantly optimizes the look-ahead schedule. But here is the absolute genius part. It uses a technique called action masking.
If the AI sees that a certain scheduling path is unsafe, like, say, putting welders directly above a team pouring concrete, it literally masks or blocks that action. Unsafe scheduling decisions simply cannot be selected by the system, period.
Now, I know what you might be wondering. This is the million-dollar question, right? How do we actually enforce these AI-driven safety and schedule changes? I mean, if the AI says work has to stop because of a hazard, how on earth do you enforce the financial penalty without causing a massive legal battle and triggering that toxic pointing fingers culture we talked about earlier?
And that brings us to the third pillar, blockchain-based SSP, or Safety Schedule Payment Smart Contracts. By utilizing a permissioned blockchain like Hyperledger Fabric, the project gets an objective, entirely tamper-proof audit trail. The smart contract acts as the ultimate unbiased judge here. It completely solves the recourse dilemma because every single financial penalty or reward is directly and transparently tied to the verified site reality captured by that digital twin.
Let's actually ground these abstract concepts in a real-world scenario to show you exactly what happens autonomously. Step 1. A camera detects a missing guardrail on the 4th floor, obviously a high-severity hazard. Step 2. That AI brain instantly recalculates the schedule robustness, masking out any work in that dangerous zone until it's fixed. Step 3. Because the contractor deviated from the safety agreement, the blockchain automatically executes what's called a fractional liquidity hold. It basically pauses a fraction of their next payment until that guardrail is verified as fixed. It's a completely closed, automated feedback loop.
Let's move to our final section, Section 5, the Industry 5.0 future. So what does this all mean for the industry? We are no longer just theorizing. We are looking at massive, real-world performance targets. By delegating all those low-value cognitive tasks to the AI ASIG framework, researchers targeting an amazing 42% reduction in accident rates. And because compliance is seamlessly automated via blockchain, payment cycle times actually drop by 70%. Hazard response times fall to under 15 minutes, and delay prediction accuracy jumps past 85%. To put that into perspective, that means incredibly safer sites and drastically faster cash flow for everyone involved.
The core takeaway from all this is a massive paradigm shift for construction. We are moving away from merely perceptual automation, just letting AI see an isolated problem on a screen somewhere. Instead, we're graduating to integrated cognitive governance, allowing AI to autonomously manage and govern the complex socio-technical resilience of the entire project, directly aligning physical safety with real financial incentives. I want to leave you with this provocative thought from the research to chew on. As global safety regulations inevitably tighten and project complexity continues to grow, frameworks like ASIG won't just be a neat competitive advantage, they are going to become a practical necessity to even play the game. So the question is, will your next mega project step into the future and be governed autonomously, or will it remain stuck in the past, left to fall like dominoes? Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and as always, keep learning.